What if everything you've been taught about happiness, love, and even yourself was, well, an illusion? What if true freedom isn't found by gaining something, but by uh, dropping it? Welcome to the deep dive. We take a stack of insights and give you the shortcut to being truly well informed, always packed with surprising facts and those aha moments. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the teachings of Anthony de Mello, specifically from his classic Awareness, our source material, key excerpts from this really transformative book.
And our mission today is essentially to unpack de Mello's core message, how to wake up, from that conditioned living we all do, how to observe yourself in the world with clarity, and how to reclaim the natural happiness and freedom that he insists are already inside you. You should leave this deep dive really understanding the power of honest, detached awareness and how it can, well, fundamentally shift your whole experience of reality.
Okay, let's jump right in. De Mello really challenges us, doesn't he? This call to wake up, to shed the illusions, the conditioning that shapes our daily lives. What's the first step, that fundamental shift he's asking for?
Well, it's fascinating because he says true change starts just by seeing things as they are, not how we wish they were. It means really looking at your thoughts, your feelings, your motivations, but without interfering. No commentary, no judgment.
Just observing.
Just pure observation. It's a kind of radical self-honesty, really witnessing what's going on inside.
So it's not about trying to change, but just seeing what's there. It sounds simple, but maybe deceptively so. He really believes transformation only comes through this honest, detached awareness.
Exactly. And he's pretty blunt about the alternative,
Yeah.
the cost of unawareness.
Yeah, what does he mean when he says the unaware life is not worth living? That's a strong statement.
It is. He follows it up. The unaware life is not worth living. The unaware life is a mechanical life. It's not human. It's programmed, conditioned. I mean, think about it. If we're just running on old programs like automatons, who's actually in control?
Right. And he gives an answer, doesn't he? That direct link between awareness and control. What you are aware of, you are in control of. What you are not aware of is in control of you. You are always a slave to what you're not aware of. When you're aware of it, you're free from it. Think about how often we react automatically to things we don't even consciously register. De Mello's saying just seeing that reaction, that's the first step to freedom from it.
Precisely. And not through forcing it, not through willpower,
But through seeing.
through understanding. That's critical. Lasting change comes from understanding, not from pushing yourself or others.
Yeah.
He says, what you need is not change, you need understanding. And also, you only change what you understand.
So it implies a readiness to learn something new.
It does, and he has this profound point about fear. Nobody is afraid of the unknown. What you really fear is the loss of the known.
Ah, that hits home. The familiar, even if it's uncomfortable.
Exactly. That fear of losing the familiar, the known world inside us. De Mello argues that's often the biggest block to finding, genuine happiness.
Okay, so if fearing the loss of the known holds us back, how do we find that happiness, according to him? Because it's not about acquiring something new, is it?
No, not at all. It's about reclaiming what's already there by letting go. He says happiness is our natural state. You don't have to do anything to acquire happiness. You've got to drop something.
Drop something like illusions.
Exactly, illusions, societal conditioning. He says we're taught from childhood to seek approval, define ourselves by external stuff, money, success, relationships. De Mello argues freedom comes when we see those are just stories, not reality.
That's a massive shift, and it ties directly into self-worth, right? He says self-worth is not found in others' opinions. It arises when you no longer depend on external validation. Just think about the energy we pour into getting that approval. He's saying stop looking outside. It's an inside job found by detaching.
And he puts the responsibility for our feelings entirely on us. If you're unhappy, he says, you have to look inward, not blame people or circumstances. He's very direct. No one else or external condition is to blame or in control.
Wow.
And also, negative emotions are in you, not in others or the world. That can be tough to hear.
It really can. It means, like he says, don't ask the world to change. You change first. But when people hear change yourself, what's the common misunderstanding? De Mello makes this interesting distinction, the I versus the me. How does that play in?
That's a great point because it gets at what we identify with. He suggests the me is the ego self, our roles, labels, the personality built from past experiences, conditioning.
The story we tell ourselves about ourselves.
Exactly. Whereas the I is pure awareness, the observer,
Yeah.
untouched by all that programming. And here's the kicker. The I is never threatened. It's only the me that is threatened.
So suffering comes from identifying with that fragile me, our roles, our image.
Yes, identifying with something rather than resting in the I, the awareness itself. And this applies to how we see others too.
This is where it gets really wild. Nobody ever rejects you. They're only rejecting what they think you are. Nobody ever accepts you either. They're simply accepting or rejecting their image of you.
It's like we're all just interacting with projections.
Yeah, like looking in a mirror. He says, we see people and things not as they are, but as we are. So, how does this completely reframe something as basic as love?
No, it turns it on its head, really.
Hmm.
De Mello argues genuine love only emerges when we drop our attachments and illusions about the other person. Most of what we call love, he suggests, is actually projection. We're in love with our idea of someone, not the actual person.
He pulls no punches there. You are never in love with anyone. You're only in love with your prejudiced and hopeful idea of that person. Ouch!
So what we usually call love, with all the desire, control, possessiveness, manipulation, fear, anxiety tangled up in it.
He says that's not true love.
Right. He contrasts it sharply. True love, for him, is about sensitivity consciousness. A loving heart is sensitive to the whole of life, to all persons, and importantly, love entails clarity of perception, objectivity. There is nothing so clear-sighted as love. Love without the distorting lens of need or expectation.
Clarity. So what does that mean for freedom within love?
Well, he says perfect love casts out fear. Where there's real love, there are no demands, no expectations, no dependency. You hear him say things like, I do not demand that you make me happy. My happiness does not lie in you.
Wow.
I do not cling. It's a love that liberates both people, doesn't burden them with fulfilling each other.
It's a very different picture of connection.
Very different. And it leads to his point on loneliness, too. He says, loneliness is not cured by human company. Loneliness is cured by contact with reality. Meaning dropping the clinging, the dependency, finding a kind of peaceful solitude, not seeing it as emptiness, but as connection to what's real.
Which brings us back to embracing reality and dealing with fear. If you're truly aware, he says, you're naturally in the present. That's where happiness is. Suffering, then, is the resistance, the attachment to things being different.
Exactly. He pins suffering squarely on craving. Craving distorts and destroys perception. And he says, life is only hard on your illusions, your ambitions, your greed, your cravings. Reality itself isn't the problem, our resistance is.
He draws a really stark line in the sand. There are only two things in the world, God and fear, love and fear. The only evil in the world is fear. The only good in the world is love. He traces every evil back to fear.
It's a powerful claim.
So how does knowing this help us with things like, say, depression or anxiety?
Well, it points towards disidentification. He says suffering comes from identifying with those states. You are not depressed. He'd say, if you want to be accurate, you might say, I'm experiencing a depression right now. You are not your depression.
Ah, separating the experience from the self.
Yes. See it as a passing state you are aware of, not the definition of who you are.
He really drives this home. No person on earth has the power to make you unhappy.
Right.
There is no event on earth that has the power to disturb you or hurt you. No event, condition, situation, or person.
It's radical responsibility.
Totally. Problems exist only in the human mind. You created the problem. You are the problem. The feeling is in you, not in reality. That puts everything back in our court.
It does. And it leads to this paradoxical idea about resistance. The more you resist something, the greater power you give to it. You always empower the demons you fight.
So don't fight it.
Understand it. If you flow with the enemy, you overcome the enemy. You cope with evil by understanding it. In understanding, it disappears.
So suffering isn't just bad, it's like a signal, a guide.
Exactly, a signpost. Suffering is given to you so that you might open your eyes to the truth. You might understand that there's falsehood somewhere. And also, painful experiences lead to growth. It's like a wake-up call from reality.
A spiritual alarm clock, maybe?
Yeah, I like that. And this journey even reshapes our idea of God. He says something really provocative. The final barrier to finding God is the word God itself and the concept of God.
Coming from a Jesuit priest, that's whoa. So if the concept is a barrier, what's the alternative? How do we approach the divine?
He points towards unknowing. The highest knowledge of God is knowing God is unknowable. This echoes a lot of mystical traditions, apophatic theology. C.S. Lewis touched on it too. Basically, reality, God, divinity, truth, love. They can't be grasped by the thinking mind. Our concepts, our words, they limit it, they box it
They
in,
get in the way.
they get in the way, which leads to what he calls the great tragedy. Our great tragedy is that we know too much.
Or think we know.
Right? We think we know that is our tragedy, so we never discover. Our certainty closes us off.
So the path isn't learning more, but unlearning.
Exactly. Spirituality is all about unlearning. Like the Zen masters say, don't seek the truth, just drop your opinions.
Make space for wonder.
Make space for wonder. There's a beautiful quote from Dag Hammarskjöld he sometimes used. God does not die on the day we cease to believe in a personal deity, but we die on the day when our lives cease to be illuminated by the steady radiance of wonder renewed daily, the source of which is beyond all reason.
That's gorgeous. And this unlearning, this wonder, it even changes how we see death, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. He challenges the whole idea of death as tragedy. Death is not a tragedy at all. Dying is wonderful. It's only horrible to people who have never understood life.
Wow.
He uses that analogy. The end of the world for a caterpillar is a butterfly for the master. Death is resurrection.
So it's about transformation. Not an end, but a change.
And this implies a constant process, even in life. Dying to things, letting go of old beliefs, identities, attachments is necessary to be fully alive now.
So it's about surrender, not clinging. He says, when you're ready to lose your life, you live it. But if you're protecting your life, you're dead.
It flips our usual script on security, doesn't it?
Completely. And it reminds me of Plato's idea. One cannot make a slave of a free person, for a free person is free even in prison. Freedom is internal.
It resides in the heart, not outside. You don't do anything to get free. You drop something. You drop the chains of illusion.
And the root of those chains, according to de Mello, is...
Ignorance.
Yeah.
Simple unawareness. The only tragedy there is in the world is ignorance. All evil comes from that. It all comes back to waking up.
So to wrap it up, he gives us these three incredibly difficult things for humans to do. What are they again?
Yeah, it's a powerful summary. First, returning love for hate. Second, including the excluded. Third, admitting that you are wrong.
Those really cut to the core, don't they? They demand that shift from the conditioned me to the aware I.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're benchmarks of true awareness and freedom.
What a deep dive this has been. From feeling like we're living mechanical lives, de Mello points to this profound freedom. And it's not about adding more, but subtracting, dropping illusions, attachments, rigid ideas, all through radical self-observation. We really hope this deep dive helped you cut through the noise, get right to the heart of de Mello's message in awareness.
And maybe we can leave you with this question to chew on. If happiness really is your natural state, and suffering is just a sign you're out of touch with reality, what specific illusion, maybe just one, could you try to observe and gently drop this week? Just to see what happens, what bliss might already be there, waiting.